Hi, and welcome to the Josilyn Drake Show. I am your host, Josilyn Drake. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am super excited about this new show, and I'm super excited about the opportunity to share with you. On today, I just wanted it to be you and I wanted it to be personal. I wanted to give you an opportunity to know a little bit about me as well as the heart of this show. So the heart of the Josilyn Drake Show is to inform, inspire, encourage, motivate, and help our viewing and listening audience. The format is basically interviewing guests with knowledge of various life topics and issues. We have 3 special segments on this show, and the first is entitled Dear Younger Me. This portion of the show is designed to encourage someone that may feel they can't make it out of where they are. And the next segment of the show is entitled Wisdom Speaks, and its purpose is for our guests to share with the audience some fundamental principles that they live by in hopes that it will, turn a light bulb on and change our actions in some areas of life where we have not been winning. And the third segment, the last segment, is entitled Inquiring Minds Want to Know. And this segment is just trying to get our guests to spill a little tea. And just being a tad bit nosy, and it wouldn't be a talk show without it, right? So I wanted to just create something, an outlet that is geared toward us winning. I don't want life to cause us not to win because we just didn't know. I can remember my mom saying, I didn't know, when she would refer to missed opportunities for us as well as for herself. And maybe you can identify, so I know I can. It is my hope that something I say or something my guests may say or share will keep us all from living from that place of if I only knew. My hope is that we all know, we put it into action, and we live beyond our wildest dreams. So just a little bit about me. Again, my name is Josilyn Drake. I'm married. I have 2 adult children. And I live in Birmingham, Alabama. I lived in Atlanta, Georgia for 10 years. I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama. And we moved back about 10 years ago. We lived in Atlanta for 10 years, and we've been back in Birmingham for 10 years. Since that time, I have tapped into some things that have been drawn outside of me that have given me certain titles, such as I'm a recording artist, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, as well as I'm a pastor. My husband and I pastor a church here in Birmingham, Alabama, called Kingdom Equippers. I'm an author, and now I'm a talk show radio personality. And so I thank the Lord for the opportunity to really tap into some things that He's placed on the inside of me, because it is my desire to die empty with all that He's placed on the inside of me. I just want it all to come out before my death date. And so that's basically a little bit about me. I love kids. I love children. I love the Lord. I am a worshiper. That's my favorite thing in the world, is to worship the Lord. And so that's a little bit information about me so that you can kind of know exactly who I am. I have just released a single off of my upcoming sophomore album entitled In This Place, and I am super excited that I get an opportunity to share it with you first on this radio show. And so we're going to take a break, and during the break you'll get the opportunity to hear In This Place. I pray that it blesses you. I'll be right back.
Lord, you are welcome in this place. Reveal your glory. Move by your Spirit as we worship you in this place. Jesus, you are welcome in this place. We praise you, we bless you, we worship you, welcome in this place. praise you, we bless you, we worship you, welcome.
In this place, we
praise you, we bless you, we worship you, welcome.
In this place,
we praise you, we bless you, we worship you, welcome.
And we bow before you, King of glory.
Down before you,
In this place, Lord, we bow.
down before you,
You are the King.
down before you,
Lord, we bow.
down before you.
We praise you. We worship you in this place. You're the King of kings, the Lord of lords. You're worthy. So we praise you right now in this place. Lord, we praise. And we bow before you. You're the King of glory. In this place, manifest yourself. Reveal your glory. As we bow before you. When we don't know what to say, we cry, oh. You're the God that knows all about our groanings. So we cry, oh, to our God. We say, oh, Lord, we lift it up to you right now with all of our hearts, Lord. We cry, you understand our groaning, so in the place of disappointment, we choose to cry, oh, Lord, move on our behalf. Only you can save us. That's why you are welcome in this place. Holy Spirit, you are welcome in this place.
And we're back. I hope that you really enjoyed In This Place. I loved the opportunity to do this song. It's actually I tapped into some more giftings of mine. I had the opportunity to really produce the vocals on this song and to say how it went and how the lead vocals, I wanted the lead vocals to go. It was my hand on it. And so I'm grateful for just the opportunity to know what's on the inside of me as I step out in faith and do the things that the Lord has called me to do. I wanted to share a little bit more with you about the show. Something I'm really excited about is our celebrity news. And so on this show, the celebrities are my listening audience. It's you. And I am excited about that. You know, we are bombarded daily, really every second, with bad news, and you would think that that's really all that's going on in the world because it's all that we see. However, it's just not true. And so my heart behind celebrity news is to give us all an opportunity to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living and what he's doing in our lives. And so on Mondays, prior to the Thursday airing, I will post on the Josilyn Drake Show Facebook page a post about celebrity news. And what I'm asking everyone to do is, drop in the comment line, hey, it's my birthday, I'm celebrating my anniversary, my kid graduated from college, as well as photos if you like, so that we can all be reminded and see that there is good going on in the world. And so every Monday, if you would just go to the Josilyn Drake Facebook page, the Josilyn Drake Show Facebook page, and just drop into the celebrity comments, celebrity news comment portion, what's going on in your life. I'm super excited to see the goodness of the Lord and what he's doing in your life, as well as if you don't want to go to the Facebook page, you can send that information to the Josilyn Drake Show at gmail.com, and we will get that information out. What we will do is, for about 2 minutes on the show, we're going to give a shout out to as many people as possible who have let us know the good things that are going on in their life. And I'm super excited about that and how it will be a blessing to many. And you also, just to get a chance to hear your name being called out, if you would also state when you drop that comment on Facebook, exactly where you live. Hey, Michelle from New Jersey, celebrating my birthday, or something like that. We would really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to sharing your good news. Comment line, hey, it's my birthday, I'm celebrating my anniversary, my kid graduated from college, as well as photos if you like, so that we can all be reminded and see that there is good going on in the world. And so every Monday, if you would just go to the Josilyn Drake Facebook page, the Josilyn Drake Show Facebook page, and just drop into the celebrity comments, celebrity news comment portion, what's going on in your life. I'm super excited to see the goodness of the Lord and what he's doing in your life, as well as if you don't want to go to the Facebook page, you can send that information to the Josilyn Drake Show at gmail.com, and we will get that information out. What we will do is, for about 2 minutes on the show, we're going to give a shout out to as many people as possible who have let us know the good things that are going on in their life. And I'm super excited about that and how it will be a blessing to many. And you also, just to get a chance to hear your name being called out, if you would also state when you drop that comment on Facebook, exactly where you live. Hey, Michelle from New Jersey, celebrating my birthday, or something like that. We would really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to sharing your good news. So another thing that will happen on the show, that's entitled What's Happening. When we don't have guests on the show, we will talk about some things that are going on in the world, a couple of topics that are hot at that moment, so that we can all stay abreast to what's going on, as well as to know what to pray for. So I'm excited about that, and I know that you all will have different opinions about what we share. And so definitely go to the Josilyn Drake Show and let us know what you're thinking about these topics. The conversation never ends on social media. We're there. So you can just log on to Facebook and the Josilyn Drake Show and let us know what you think about these topics that we're talking about. So because it's just you and I today, the different segments on the show, I will be the guest that will answer the questions. And after the break, we're going to come back, and I'm going to do the segment Dear Younger Me, and I'm going to tell you what I would say to the younger Josilyn and how old she is. I'll be right back.
Oh, that I might know you, Savior of the world, and oh, that I might trust you with my life and do your will. If I can worship you, if I can worship you, if I can worship you, then I'll surrender to you. God says I can come.
I will worship you.
As long as I live,
I will worship you.
in your presence I'll gain you and learn to be still. Majestic and mighty, all powers in your hand, but yet still you love me, though sometimes I ignore your plan. But if I can worship you, if I can worship you, if I can worship you, then I'll surrender to your will. So I will worship you. I will worship you. I will worship you. Then I can rest and be still.
I will worship you.
I'm gonna bow before your throne.
I will worship you.
Your blood allows me to come.
Worship you.
As long as I live,
I will worship you.
in your presence I'll gain you, and I'm gonna rest, yes I am, and be still, 'cause I worship
I worship, I worship, I
in
worship.
spirit and in truth.
I worship, I worship.
You'll find me seeking
I
you,
worship, I worship, I worship.
even when I don't
I
understand.
worship you, Lord.
I'll just trust your hand,
Worship, I worship, I worship.
worship you alone,
I worship, I worship.
bow humbly before your
I
throne,
worship, I worship, I worship.
basking in your
I
presence,
worship you, Lord.
change my very essence. If I can just worship the Almighty God, Savior of the world, my fortress, my strength, then I can rest and be still.
I will worship.
'Cause I believe your story.
I will worship.
Now from my life, Lord, get the glory.
Worship you.
And now I can live.
Welcome back. You're tuned in to the Josilyn Drake Show. Thank you so much for listening. This segment is Dear Younger Me. And so on this segment, what I would say to the young Josilyn at age probably 7 or 8, is to be responsible for what you're responsible for, is to take responsibility for what you are responsible for. And what I'm saying is, somewhere along the way, I don't know if it was what my parents said or what happened, but that little girl began to feel the burden of her parents and take on the responsibility of adults. And it was such a huge responsibility. I took on the responsibility of their divorce. I took on the responsibility of how hard it was for my mother after she and my father divorced. Well, it was not my responsibility. It was not my responsibility that they decided to marry. It was not my responsibility that they decided to have a child together. And it was not my responsibility that my father decided that he wanted out on his marriage. And neither was it my responsibility that my mother was left as a single mom to take care of me. And so what I would like to say, first of all, to parents is to be careful what we say to our children, to be careful what we say in front of them, to always try to protect them as much as possible. I know that it's really almost an impossible task, but to do the best that we can, to also make sure that we're not saying negative things about the other parent, because what we forget is that that child get their identity from each one of you. And so when one is putting the other down, you're actually putting them down as well, and they don't know how to process that. I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about your father. So we all need to be mindful about the fact of what we say to our children about one another, or what we say about the other one in front to other people in front of our children, because they're always listening and they're always processing it, and sometimes they process it wrong. Number two is, I would say to every young child, every teenager, even to our younger selves, that's still wrestling with those things that we somehow kind of way took responsibility for, that were our parents' responsibility, that it was their burden, that it was their choices that put them in that place. And I can just remember just trying to do things to help my mom not be sad, or not be angry, or not be where it was a financial burden to take care of us. But I had no skill sets for that. That was not my place. That was not my responsibility. And so what I would say to everyone is to, as much as possible, is to stay in your lane, to take responsibility for what you are responsible for. And in that, you won't put responsibility on your children. I know when my mom had to work, I had the responsibility of taking care of my siblings while she was at work, because she didn't have anyone else. And it set me up really for failure in some areas, because I did not have the skill set of an adult to take care of children that were maybe 1, 2, 3 years younger than I. So it was such a hard place. And what happens is you grow up a little resentful, because it's as though that you don't have the opportunity to really live out your youth the way that you would like to. And, you know, we all only have, 18 years to be a child, 18 years to not be responsible for anything or anyone, to just live and enjoy life, before the rest of our lives is just being responsible. The rest of our lives, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, is being responsible for ourselves and other people. And so I would ask that every parent kind of consider the fact of allowing your children to be children while they can. And not to allow them to go too fast with life. You know, life today, everybody's in a rush. Kids are allowed to do things that I just think that they're too young for it. They're not ready to handle it. And so maybe we can all begin to just kind of consider what we're doing, the responsibility we're placing on our children, and to step up and take responsibility for ourselves. And I know some of us are in some very serious situations. Some of us are single parents, and that's hard. You know, you didn't have the child by yourself. It took two. Unfortunately, some parents, sometimes the other partner just doesn't have the capacity to stay, and you are left there with that burden. And I would admonish you to go to the Father. He didn't say that because you were a single parent that you would lack and you would not have enough. He said that He would supply all of our needs according to His glorious riches in Christ Jesus. He is the difference maker. He is the one that makes up the difference in every area of our lives. And so I would encourage you to just begin to draw a personal, closer relationship with Him, casting your cares upon Him, petitioning Him, and giving Him thanks to know that He's going to make a way out of no way, so that you and your children can still live well, regardless of whether there's one parent or two parents. That He will also surround you with a village of people that can be trusted to help you in this process of raising those wonderful, blessed children. And so that's what I would say to the dear younger version of Josilyn, is to be responsible for what you are responsible for, that you're not the reason why your parents did what they did. That were their choices for that season. That was the choices they made with the capacity for what they had. They did the best that they could do. And so for you, you should just live and embrace yourself and love yourself and know that you're an awesome young woman and that God has greatness in store for you. And so I pray that what I've said today has helped someone. We'll be right back.
Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will help you, yes, I will strengthen you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. Yes, I am. I will help you. Yes, I will strengthen you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand.
Fear not, for I am with you.
Be not dismayed,
Not dismayed,
for I am
your God. I will strengthen you.
Yes, I will.
I will help you.
Yes, I will.
Will uphold you with my righteous right hand.
Fear not,
Fear not, for I am with you.
be not dismayed,
Dismay,
for
I am your God.
I'm a strong tower.
Will strengthen you.
That's my
I
strength.
will help you.
Yes, I will.
Will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Our weakness,
In our weakness, God,
our weakness,
come and make us strong.
our weakness, you come and make us strong.
You are our help,
Our help,
very present help,
our help,
time of trouble.
our help,
Come and
make us strong.
hold our hand.
Hold our hand,
You never leave us.
hold our
You
hand,
never forsake us.
hold our hand.
That's why we're
Come
strong.
and make us strong.
You uphold us with your mighty hand. Hallelujah.
Uphold us,
So faithful.
uphold us. You come and make us strong.
You are with us. We don't have to fear, no, no.
With
Cause our Father is with us.
with us,
Thank you, Jesus.
come and make us strong.
We are chosen,
We are chosen,
chosen generation.
are chosen.
We belong to the Most High God.
Chosen.
That's why He makes us.
Come and make us strong.
So we don't have to fear.
Don't have to fear.
Hallelujah.
Don't have to fear.
And we're back. I hope you enjoyed that song. This portion of the show is entitled Wisdom Speaks. And the Wisdom Speaks is just giving out some principles of life that we've learned along the way, in hopes that something is said that'll turn a light bulb on for you or help you to change how your actions are, how you're carrying out certain areas and certain things in your life. And so on today on Wisdom Speak for me, I can remember being younger, and I couldn't wait to graduate from high school because I said, I'm going to be grown. I couldn't wait to be grown. I couldn't wait. And basically what I couldn't wait to do is actually couldn't wait for people not to tell me what to do. That was really what I was saying. From coming out of the womb, we all want our own way. We want what we want. And so I could not wait until I was what per se you call grown. So my mom and my dad and whoever else didn't have to tell me what to do. I could do what I wanted to do. However, when you go through life with that mentality, that grown mentality, it's basically saying there's nothing you can tell me. I'm going to do what I want to do. And you stop growing and you make some decisions in life that are some very hard decisions, sometimes some decisions that it takes years to recover from. And so my word would be to every young person, even adults, because a lot of us, like I'm grown, my mama don't even tell me that. How dare you tell me that? You know how we can get sometimes. Is to step back a minute and walk in humility and become a growing adult. That person is always growing, always learning, always listening, always able to receive, always able to be taught. You're teachable. A child can teach us something. And so that would be my wisdom for us on today, is to always live in a place that we're growing adults, not grown adults. So that we can learn more. The only person that knows everything there is to know is the Father, is our God, and we are not Him. And so there's always something every second of our day, of our lives, to learn something new. So I pray that will help someone. It will change our mentality. It will change our mindset. It will cause us to walk humble and to just have a teachable spirit, so that we can continue to grow into the being that God has destined us to be. I'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Josilyn Drake Show. We are at the conclusion of the show. I hope that the music you've listened to, which is off of my first album, I Will Worship You, has blessed you. Please log in to jocelyndrake.com or Facebook of the Josilyn Drake Show and take a look at our video TV shows. You would really enjoy those. Those will start on February 9th, Friday, February 9th. Each week there will be a different episode with different guests, and I know that it will be a blessing to you. Also, get your copy of In This Place on iTunes or other digital outlets. And you can also log in to jocelyndrake.com and get your Dear Younger Me apparel. Again, thanks for tuning in. I pray that this show has blessed you, as well as the music off of my first project, I Will Worship You. I look forward to sharing with you on next week as my guest, Jennifer Wilson out of Atlanta, Georgia, who I call a super mom, as well as my own personal superhero, which I will share with why I call her that on next week. So I look forward to talking with you again. I enjoyed life and be blessed.
Thanks for watching. The Josilyn Drake Show never stops. The conversation continues on Facebook and Instagram. Follow us, like us, and be a part of the conversation. Also, tune in on Thursdays at 5 p.m. to XL Radio and listen to the Josilyn Drake Radio Show. Until next time, enjoy life. See you next week on the Josilyn Drake Show.
Get Jocelyn's new single from her upcoming sophomore album, In This Place, on iTunes and all digital.